What is going on, everybody? My name is Pete, but you probably already knew that. But in case you didn't, you guys are watching the one and only Paid to Drive, and of course, Pay to Drive Vlogs coming at you with another new video. I hope you're all doing great out there, my friends. So, if you drive for apps like GrubHub, DoorDash, Uber Eats, or any of the others, you are in the right place, my friends, to stay up to date with what is going on in the gig economy. So get started right now for free. Hit that red subscribe button down below and turn on all notifications so you're always notified whenever I post something new. And of course, if you wouldn't mind, hit that like button down below. It just lets YouTube know I'm doing a good job. So with that being said, let's jump into the email. Triple Lindy, Thornton Mellon style. So this comes from Katie, and it's a two-part story here. The subject is DoorDash stealing tips. Now, I know I've talked about this a few times lately, but it's interesting to get others' perspective. So again, take this all with a grain of salt. What's happening here may not be happening in your market. Remember the disclaimer, every market is different. It's the golden rule. Hi Pete, Katie here. Just a heads up, this is a longish story. I had seen your previous video about DoorDash stealing tips, so that's why I'm emailing you. Toward the end of my shift today, I had a stacked order. The estimated pay was $11 for 2 orders. The first one said it was for $6, but ended up being $9. So I said, great. The second order was $5, and when I completed it, it was $5 for a grand total of $14 for both. Not bad. I should give a little detail about the second one to help better understand. Delivery was to a hotel, and the customer selected handed to me, but left a note saying to leave it at the door. I completed both and was happy to end my shift and head back home thinking nothing else about it. I get home, and it's been about 10 to 15 minutes since I delivered the order and get the dreaded call from the last delivery saying she didn't get her food. I called customer support right away and told them this customer is saying she didn't get her food when she did. So her being a scammer is just icing on top of the DoorDash crap. Support at first was adamant about unassigning the order for me and only giving me half pay for it, even after I already explained many times it's been delivered and completed. There's no delivery left to unassign. After I get off the phone with support, they said I would get my full payout and blah blah. I get the payment inquiry email from them stating I would get the full payout of $10.50 from that order. So not only are they stealing tips, which is scummy enough, they're just flat out lying to you and purposely trying to hide and sneak around the fact of what they're doing. I would have never given that order a second thought or even had known about them stealing my tips if this customer hadn't tried scamming me. This is absolutely disgusting of them. I knew they were stealing tips, but I could never really find a way to prove it, but something has to be done about this. Now, this is the end of the first one. So the second message says, hey Pete, Katie here. I just sent an email about DoorDash stealing tips, but forgot to send you the screenshots. The last 2 orders from Buffalo Wild Wings are the ones I was referring to, and you can see that the order says $5 and the email says $10.50. If this somehow makes it to your channel, you can use my name. So this is a different situation of DoorDash taking tips because the customer claims they didn't get the order and it was canceled. So even though she did the delivery, they're only going to give her half the pay, which is absolute crap. Okay. It is literally getting to the point now where drivers are doing their job, but getting half the pay because the customer decided to scam the system. Okay. So in this regard, DoorDash is taking the tips. They're not really stealing the tips. They're taking the tips, I guess, if you want to call it that way, because the customer decided to play the fraud game. Okay. And notice how it's going to a hotel. Okay. And notice how they said just to leave it at the door so that there's no interaction. They can't ban the hotel from DoorDash. They can ban an address from an apartment or a house or whatever. So this person, whether they're actually really staying in the hotel or if they are, just waiting in the hotel to get a free order or something, they wait for the customer, the DoorDash driver to drop it off. And then when the driver leaves, they go and grab the order. and then say, oh, I want to cancel it. I never got my order. You know, the fraud has got to be stopped, man. And then think of it this way. In a way, DoorDash is withholding that money from the driver. So in a way, it's like they're stealing the tips or taking the tips from the driver or the dasher, which is absolutely ridiculous. Let me ask everybody watching in the chat or the comments, how do you feel about this whole situation? Would you consider this, that DoorDash is stealing tips, that DoorDash is taking tips, or at least taking half the pay from the driver who did their job? That's where I have a big problem with this. So everybody, please let me know down below what your thoughts are on this whole thing. And of course, everybody, if you ever want to send me anything like this about an experience that you had or an article or something you want to forward me, email it to paytodrivestories@gmail.com. That's the best place to reach me. Or for a quicker response, you can message me on Patreon at patreon.com/paytodrive. There's a link in the description down below or the pinned top comment, so you can check that out. And anyone who signs up on Patreon, I give you guys shout outs in all my new videos right here, right now. I'm going to do that. So when you hear your name called in the chat or the comments, say, hey, Pete, I heard my name. We've got the very generous Ari Rosenbaum at the $100 Ultimate Driver. And we've got the very generous Samantha Michaels, Brian Pomeroy, Brian Medina, Heidi Barnes, Ivan Jerome Gilroy, Joe Valerio, Angela Counts McCarty, Kurt Paul, Lee Peacock, Tulsa Todd, William Boudreau, Laura Love, Agus, Tom Perry, Alan G. Van Horn, Lawrence Brown, Drew Hanor, Fernando Carranza, Frank Haviland, Fresh One, Jason Casta, Justin Case, Lulu Laura, Natalie Mosley, Sarah Keston, Scott Freisner, Sherry Cassidy, Stephen Neely, Joyce Hine, Brian Richardson, Kenny Bess, Ginny Thomas, John Bonacci, Matt Epperson, Nick G, Stacy Miller, Terrence Pacheco, and of course, Valerie Brown. So huge shout outs to all of you. Really, really appreciate you all. So yeah, sign up on Patreon. Links in the description or the pinned top comment down below. And also, what's also at the bottom of all my descriptions is the link, the free link for the free app called Get Upside. It's a free app for your smartphone, any kind of smartphone, where you can save money at the gas pump. It's very simple. Download it with that link in the description. Go to your gas station, pump your gas, print out your receipt, take a picture of your receipt with the Get Upside gas app, and within 48 hours or so, you'll get anywhere from 15 cents to 45 cents a gallon back, which is pretty fantastic. And if a friend or family member signs up using your code, you'll get paid every time they pump gas. It's called Get Upside. Links in the description down below. Make sure to download it. And of course, everybody, for all your t-shirts, hoodies, and goodies, be sure to visit paytodrivestore.com. We have lots of different designs, colors, sizes, you name it. We probably have it at paytodrivestore.com. Everything is on sale every single day. Links in the description or the pinned top comment, of course. And if you made it to the end of this video, I really appreciate it. Leave a comment right now down below saying END248. END248 just lets me know you made it to the end of the video. Don't forget to hit that free red subscribe button down below and turn on all notifications so you're always notified whenever I post something new. And of course, hit that like button down below. Just lets YouTube know I'm doing a good job. So until next time, get that money, get that honey, keep hustling and keep bustling, and we'll see you next time right here on Paid to Drive and Pay to Drive Vlogs. And as always, drive safe, be well, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care.